Dan Deming of KKM Financial is here for our Trader Rundown. It was a nice long holiday weekend for traders, but back to business here. So let's take a look at what some of the strong sectors have been in this market. What's leading here?
Well, I think you have to look at the NASDAQ, Angie. And if you look at the NASDAQ ETF, the QQQ is the ETF that's based off the NASDAQ 100 index, and that's definitely been the leader here. We've seen that now. Now, all these major averages went down and tested their 200-day moving average a week ago Friday.
The Dow, the S&P 500.
The NASDAQ, the Russell. And they all have bounced significantly higher. But really, when you look at the NASDAQ from a strength standpoint, it's now above its 50-day moving average. So from a technical standpoint, that's a very positive sign. So not too much technical damage, even though we saw this market, under some duress. And then when you look at the leadership, the NASDAQ is definitely the leader coming out because it's way above its 50-day moving average, where the other averages are still either getting just above their 50-day moving average, or in the case of the Russell, it's actually still below its 50-day moving average.
So tech is holding up.
Tech is holding up. Tech has been the leader in this bounce back right now. But the large caps across the board, though, the S&P 500 is also showing signs. It's back above its 50-day moving average, so that's technically a very positive thing. And the Dow as well. So most of the major averages have recovered nicely from those lows. Although the Russell has, Angie, just not quite as significantly as some of the others.
Why is the Russell lagging? Everybody said that the tax cuts would be so good for small companies in the United States.
Typically, you see money go back into the leaders first, and I think that's why we're seeing, or strength. And when you look at the NASDAQ, and that has been the leader for the last couple of years, certainly. So I think a lot of allocators thought that was the best place to probably buy into this market. As opposed to the Russell, some of those smaller names, you don't know what the fallout's going to be after you go through a shakeup that we saw over the last couple of weeks. So I think that they're a little slower in reacting because allocators, market participants are more focused on the leadership and where the strength is.
Well, thank you for your Trader Talk.
All right, thanks for having me.